Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Simply Real podcast. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Today, I have a very special guest with me, Shareka Swaby. Shareka is a mind reset strategist. She was also one of my prestigious speakers of the second annual Global Healing Motivational Summit that just finished, a 3-day live streaming summit. Shareka, how are you today? Thank you so much for joining the Simply Real podcast.
I am doing wonderful today, and thank you so much for having me. It's a true pleasure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You were one of the speakers of the annual Global Healing Summit, and you were wonderful. You spoke with such compassion, and I could tell that conviction in your heart to help others, that motivation, that inspiration was amazing. Tell us a little bit about Shareka as a person and how you sort of got into what is Mind Reset Strategist. I just love that name. I don't know anybody else with that title, by the way. So that is a very unique title.
Right. That was exactly the idea. And it was a friend who helped me to come up with it because I wanted to coin something that would help to tell people what I do, but it wouldn't just say coaching.
Right.
So it's a friend who I've actually helped to flip her mind when she was going down. I helped her to flip her mind when she was going on a negative rampage, and she was like, yeah, that's what you do. But a little bit about me. I am Jamaican. I still live in Jamaica, and for the better part of my life, I kind of bounced around from different places, different colleges that I applied to. Some I went to, didn't finish, and stuff like that. And I was born poor, grew up poor, and then it followed me into adulthood, and a lot of things happened and life wasn't changing. Nothing seemed to be working out the way I planned. I had plans. I would go halfway, I would stop, or they just wouldn't work out for me and I would just let it go. So about 4 years ago, I came to a point where I had enough. So I started researching to find out what do I need to do differently? What do I need to change? What is preventing me from taking the next step, from doing what I'm supposed to do, from accomplishing and becoming the person that I actually dream of becoming? So I started to do some research on the internet, and I came across personal development. I started listening to some speakers on YouTube. I started reading the books. One of the first books I read was Think and Grow Rich.
Oh,
And
wonderful
books
book.
like, yes, it is. I started reading books like those and listening to different speakers. And one morning I was sitting on my sofa. I don't remember which book I was reading, but it dawned on me that mindset is the fundamental human problem. Like, there is no other problem. If we can fix our minds, we can do anything, right? So when that dawned on me, I was like, Shareka, you're gonna have to be a speaker because you have to share this with people. Now, I was new into it, so I didn't even know that it was such a large industry. Because in Jamaica, where I'm at, it's there, but it's not so present. It's not something that people gravitate towards. It's not something that majority of the population would have been introduced to. So I wanted to be that person who would take that information to people to help them realize that anything is possible. But then I didn't have the resources. I didn't know where to start and all of that. So what I did was I just continued working on myself, working through my own issues. I had a lot of self-doubt and self-esteem issues. So I just continued working on those things. And last year, October, after going through a really rough patch and recovering and had so many breakthroughs and realization, I got up one evening, someone was talking about YouTube and monetizing on YouTube and so on. And I said, I can do that. Why can't I do that? So that night I wrote a script, and then The next morning, I recorded it and uploaded it to YouTube. The video is horrible.
Well, at least you took the effort to try. I mean, how many people would do that?
Yeah, so I did that, and then I just continued after that. Then I made a commitment about a month or two in that I wasn't going to stop going at it hard until I had 100 videos up. So right now I have more than 100 videos on YouTube because I didn't
Oh,
stop
wow.
until I did
Congratulations.
that. Thank you. So I did that, and then I started diving in a little bit deeper into the personal development, and I figured that I could help people to go through what I had to do on my own, because I had to do it. I did it basically by myself, right? I got to starting the YouTube channel, believing that, writing down the big dreams and all of that. I got through that by myself. But I wanted to help people to go through the process. So I came up with a process. So I know it works because I used it. It was not so orderly because it was something that I was going through by myself. So I came up with the process and I shared it with some people for free, and it works. And so I became a coach really. Then I did a belief clearing course, and that was it. And here I am.
Wow.
And I've also written a book. It's coming out on the 30th of October. It's pretty much that process I shared, well, some aspects of it with a storyline, some a little bit of information about myself. It's a workbook, so people get 30 days to transform their lives.
Wow. What an amazing story. I do want to take a step back. So being from Jamaica, and I know being from the West Indian background myself as well, there's always that cultural diversity and differences that you're going to face, the challenges being from that cultural aspect. And did you find it hard to navigate the waters? Did you find it difficult in your journey of becoming who you are because of your culture? Or do you think that maybe it was a stepping stone for you?
Well, initially, when you don't know it's a stepping stone, it's a struggle, right?
Right.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yes. Yeah, when you don't know it's a stepping stone, it's a struggle. For me, growing up, I suffered from colorism issues because I was born in a home where I have two brothers, one older than me, one younger than me. I'm the dark one, and they're the one that are very, very light, so light that you can see the speckles on their skin, right?
Right.
So, and in a country where we're descendants of slaves and there's prejudice and all that kinds of stuff, it has an impact. So people showed them more love, more kindness, smiled with them more than they would with me. And then there was the fact that even in my own home, it was an issue because of my complexion, my father thought I wasn't his kid. So it was a two-edged sword that I had to deal with. So that was an issue for me. And those issues led to other issues with my self-esteem and all kinds of things. So it was rough. But then when I got to this stage and I was able to transmute all of that, it was so powerful. There's so much strength when you're able to move from one place to the next. So as it relates to the general population, there are a few people that I can talk to about this journey that I'm currently on, because the awareness is not there about this kind of thing, which is what I'm trying to, which the aim is to get people to that place where they are aware that their mind is what is standing between them and the best life they could possibly have. I remember I spoke to one person, he was a mechanic. He's a mechanic, he was looking after my car. And he told me he doesn't believe in that. That's nonsense, right? So there's not, I can't go, there are a few people. There's one lady, she's a friend that I know she's into that stuff. So we can talk about it. But there's not many people that I can talk to about this kind of thing.
Well, I think it's hard to break that stigma. It's hard to break that, especially the cultural stigma behind mental health issues or having something that, like you said, that happens in your life that can impact you greatly in so many different ways. And I think a lot of people aren't aware of that, or they don't want to see that as a possible issue.
No,
and when
they
it comes
don't.
to mindset, you're right. Mindset is one of the most important ways that once you start building that mindset muscle, the mental health issues sort of begin to melt away because you've gotten yourself to be a little bit stronger. So you have
Right.
a very difficult job ahead of you to help people become more aware, especially those who are sort of locked into their own self.
Yeah.
But and you have realized how important mindset is, that structure, that behavioral aspect of it. How, as you were building your mindset to sort of overcome some of your issues, as you talked about, some of the things that happened within your household, what were some of the challenges that you faced as you were strengthening your own mindset? What are some things that you think was hard to overcome, or maybe was more of a struggle than others?
Um, I think one of the most the hardest thing for me was self-love. I think and that's something that I'm still working on for myself, learning to put me first, learning to stand up for myself, even because as I was beaten into submission as a child. So I didn't speak up a lot. I was shy. I even in school, if I didn't understand something, I wouldn't say anything about it.
Right.
So I didn't say much, right? And if someone talked too loudly at me, it would shut me, I would shut down. So yeah, because of how I was treated as a child. So that even as an adult, if someone shouted at me before, I would shut down. I just curl up like a leaf, a dry leaf.
Right.
But so moving from there to even starting a YouTube channel was like a huge step because it requires me now to sit here and be in front of a camera, know that other people are going to see me and hear me. So that was a giant step for me to just come out of myself, to start smiling.
Right.
As a kid, I didn't smile, right? Because people would always go to my mother and ask her, why am I upset? Who troubled me? What happened? Because as a kid, I didn't smile. I didn't feel that kind of nurturing environment, so to speak, where I was allowed to be expressive and to just be myself. So that is where I'm at in my journey right now, learning to express myself, learning to just be me. This earring that I'm wearing, I would have never worn it a year ago because I felt like it's too loud or something.
Right.
So that's where I'm at in my journey now. And that's the biggest challenge, is just stepping out there and doing something different, or doing something that I feel prompted to do that is outside of the norm. Something that people might have something to say about, but not caring. Yeah.
And that's hard. That is so difficult.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when you embark on this journey that you're on, because I think we are definitely in line with that, there's going to be so many people that don't connect with that strategy, don't understand your vision that's in your heart and that passion that you have, but it's your vision, right? It's your passion. And I commend you for keeping on with aligning with that passion and just keep pushing through it, because you are doing great things, Shareka.
Thank you so much, because it's I have to do it. If I don't, then I'd definitely be failing me. I'll be failing myself if I don't. So I get knocked down, yes, all the time.
Don't we all? That's part of the
do.
process, right?
Right. But all that matters is that you keep getting back up. So every time I just keep getting back up, keep getting back up, keep getting back up. Because when you're not, especially for me who is not in a supportive environment, it's even harder. You have to have that conviction. You have to have that really strong why.
Right.
Why are you doing this? That has
purpose,
to be powerful. It has to be powerful. And I think that's what keeps bringing me back to Instagram or making another video.
Oh yeah,
So
I see your
yeah,
reels all the time. Your reels are wonderful, by the way. Very
yeah,
creative.
yeah, yeah,
No, I mean, and your story is amazing because of how, like you said, your conviction and your why. You have a clear why, a clear definition, and a clear purpose. And I think that's the important part about anybody for their story as they begin telling their story. They need that clear why and that clear purpose, which you have. So that's great. So you said you have a book coming out and it's dropping soon within the next couple of weeks. Tell us about your book. So now you're going to be a published author on top of all your other accolades. You're also
yeah.
a
I
global
know.
speaker, everything, huh?
I know, right? And an amazing coach. So I mean, the nights when I uploaded the book to Instagram for pre-sale, I thought it was gonna be simple and it wouldn't have an effect or anything. It was like after I pressed the button and said upload and I got the link showing me that it's live on Instagram, it did something. It was exciting and it was a good feeling and a scary feeling in one.
Right,
and
right,
it kind of said, okay, Shareka, you're actually doing this, you're actually doing this. But the book is like a copy of my coaching program, some of it, because it looks at forgiveness, it looks at gratitude, it looks at healing, self-love, self-worth, self-acceptance, and it also looks at awareness of who we are as individuals, not based on our titles, not based on our backgrounds, not based on who our parents are or the color of our skin or what we
right,
think we may be capable of doing or not be capable of doing. So it looks at it forces what it does, it forces the individual to sit down, observe if they follow the process properly.
right,
It forces them to sit down, observe themselves, identify their own issues,
right,
and then eliminate them so that they can become the person that they want to become, so that they can walk in their own power, so they can stand up, they can be the light for themselves and for others too. Because so many people, for me, I was walking around with a lot of baggage, a lot of pain, a lot of hurt from the past. And forgiveness was like one of the most powerful tools that I used to just step past that. And that allowed me to see that other people have issues too. So the reason they hurt
right,
you might not even be because they wanted to. It could be that they're going through their own thing and that's how they're dealing with it because no one taught them differently. But what we did in return was we caused that to be an issue for us, right? And now you're trapped in that pain, you're stuck, you're not growing. So
right,
the book is designed to help people with that. It's designed to help you to really look within
right.
and you see what the issues there are that you're having. So if you spend the time in the mornings or in the evenings, whenever you do it, and you focus on the things, the daily tasks, 30 days, every single day, there is an activity to be done. Do that every single day. There's no way you can go through the process and not have some kind of positive results.
Right. So
It's a
this
must.
book sounds amazing. And so tell us the name and where is it available again?
It's called An Introduction to Freedom. So it's currently available on Amazon for pre-sale. That's the ebook version. So once it goes live, the hard copy will be available as well.
I love all the themes that you have in this book, which are all such important themes to everyday overall health and wellness, mentally, physically, and emotionally. You said
Yeah.
forgiveness, gratitude, self-love, self-care, acceptance. So to everybody listening, you have to go pick up Shareka's book because it is definitely a way to self-reflect, become more self-aware, and just sit down and understand what you want to get out of life and find your purpose, find your clear why.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the purpose of the book. That's the purpose of me being here, really. I want people to see and understand that they have their own magic in them, and it doesn't matter who you are, right? But I believe that it mattered who I was, that it mattered where I came from, that it mattered
Right.
what color my skin was. And a part of this mission is to do it so that other people who have similar backgrounds as me can see that it's doable. And
Right.
I didn't have the world of money or the world of support. You just have to have the vision, and the vision will pull you towards what you want to get to. So my mission is to do it so that other people can see that it's doable. And they don't have to become coaches or speakers or authors. It's whatever they want to be, right?
Right.
It's their choice, but there are no limitations.
I love that.
Whatsoever.
No limitation. The impossible is possible. I always say that. Love it.
Right.
Well, you certainly are the mind reset strategist, because you have reset my mind today as we're doing this podcast, to always think positive, and just keep going. As much as you fall, you're gonna get back up, and there's always another day to succeed and find your grounding. So Shareka, you truly are an inspiration, and I'm sure your family is seeing how much you've accomplished, and they're probably so proud of you, as all of us are.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us, before we go, a little bit about your experience with the summit. How did you feel it went, and how was your experience? I would love to know.
Okay, so the summit was great. I didn't listen to the entire thing, but the parts that I did catch were really awesome. I love the children section. My daughter, she's gonna be 13 in a few days, months, a couple of weeks. She loved the children section. She was hooked to because what I did was I put it on the TV, so she was hooked to the TV while
great.
the children section was going on.
Nice.
Yeah, so she loved that part, and I loved it too. But it was really good. There was one particular gentleman that I liked. I think he was blind. And he played
the singer Dave Leo Baker, I think his name is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing. I missed a couple of speakers that I would have wanted to see, but unfortunately,
the replay is available.
Okay. Yeah, I know. For the first day, I completely forgot. I missed
crazy.
The first day. Well, but then I caught up on day 2 and day 3. So it was really good. And it was my first time actually speaking on a platform like that. I was speaking on Clubhouse, because I had done a couple of talks on Clubhouse, and I've done interviews and so on. But speaking on a platform like that for other people, that was the first time, and it was really good for me. It was a good experience. So I'm really grateful for you for giving me that opportunity as well. And I have another one coming up.
See, there you go. Nice. Well, congratulations. You did wonderful, and it was an honor to have you as a speaker. So thank you for that. So I am so glad that you came on the Simply Real podcast today. I have learned so much about you. To everybody who's listening, please pick up Shareka's book. Shareka, just tell us some information of where we can find you if somebody wants to get in contact with you. If they want to get a coach on all the services, how can they find you and get in contact with you?
Okay, so if they're on Instagram, they can send me a DM, same thing for Facebook, or they can send me an email, and my email address is shareka.swaby@gmail.com. I am on TikTok. They can DM me there, or I also have my YouTube channel. That channel is called Life Mastery, or if you look up my name, it should come up as well. Where else am I? I'm also on Twitter. I'm putting myself everywhere because I really
That's
do
wonderful.
need to get
I love that.
out there. Yeah.
Very diverse.
So they can DM me, or they can send me an email.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'm so, you said your daughter is turning 13. So I'm so happy that you have gotten her into the mind frame as well, because that's one of the most important things, is leading the generation of the children that we have into that mindset and helping them to become more aware of that. So I love that you had her part of the summit, that you had her watching. That's amazing.
Yeah, she was watching, but when she was about, just a little quick story about her, when she was about 4 or 5, she was a little bit shy. So her dad and I, we started giving her affirmations. Now, at this time, I was not aware of how powerful affirmations were. So, but I wanted to build her up. So every single morning before she goes out to school, she had to say about 6 or 7 affirmations
Love
to
it.
me about herself. And now she's prime, she's
Um,
talkative, she's
you
bold
see?
and confident. So
Ah,
I know, and I have a son, and he got his earlier because now I know how powerful they are. He got
right.
his earlier, and he's only 5. And occasionally he would put in his own affirmation among the ones that I gave him. So definitely I'm starting them off really early so that
I
they
love
can,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. And you see, you've noticed the effects of it. You see the impact that it's had by you doing that. So that's
right.
amazing. Wow. Wonderful mom, entrepreneur, coach, global speaker, author, Shareka Swaby. Thank you, Shareka. Thank you for being a part of the podcast today. We appreciate you. Any lasting thoughts or advice for anybody listening that we can leave our audience and viewers with?
Yes, definitely. What do I want to say? I want to say that it's not easy. And sometimes you're going to have to go at it alone. Sometimes nobody's going to believe you or believe in you. But it doesn't matter because the vision was given to you. My vision was given to me, and your vision was given to you. I may not understand your vision, and someone else definitely won't understand mine because to a lot of people it makes no sense at all, right? But that's why it's given to me because it's mine. It's mine to fulfill, and so is yours. Yours is yours to fulfill. They don't understand because it's not theirs, it's yours. So when it gets hard, just remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing. And remember that if you are dreaming of something, it's only because it's one of the many, many possibilities that are out there for you. As long as you can think it, it's only because it's possible.
I love it. I'm not even going to say anything else because you just ended it with that. Perfect. Everybody, be sure to go look up Shareka Swaby and get her new book. Thank you so much, Shareka. It was such a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much as well. It was an honor to be here.